Well, let us now look into compilation process. Compilation is the process of translating the source code, that means high level language program, into executable code, means machine language. The typical activity goes something like this, that source code or source file is given to the compiler. The source file contains the original program in C. Whatever program you are going to write through text editor will be saved as a .c file, and that is known as source file, which contains the original program in C. The C compiler then translates the C source file into an object file. What object file contains? Machine language instructions which are understood by the processor. When you are going to give your program for execution to the computer, it understands only machine level instructions. So object file contains the machine level instructions. This object file is given to the linker, which turns the object file into an executable file by combining various runtime libraries needed. So compilation process. For development of complete C program and then making it executable and then deploying it for use, we need to have several software. Typically, we need a text editor, we need compiler, we need linker, loader, debugging tools. They are all combined together into what is known as integrated development environment. It is an application software that combines simple text editor with compiler, linker, loader and debugging tool. Debugging means error correcting tool, identifying the error and correcting those errors. So this can be done through integrated development environment. For example, we are going to use the code block as one of the freely available, very powerful, simple integrated development environment. In the next video, I will be showing you how to install and start using code blocks. There is one tutorial available on code blocks from our side. So one of the best of the IDEs which after Borland C++, in earlier days I used to use Borland C++, integrated development environment, but now we have this code block. Very powerful but very simple to use. Eclipse is also one of the freeware available as an IT tool. Visual Studio. So these are the integrated development environment for developing the programs. Now what is software development lifecycle? That when we are developing a program and several programs we are combining together, that is known as software. Software means is a program, also multiple programs. So for developing the software, what cycle it undergoes? SDLC, as it is known as. We specify the problem requirements, means what is to be done by the program. So specify the problem requirements, analyze the problem, identify what are the various modules required, what are the various calculations required, what type of input is required, what type of processing is required, what type of output is going to be generated. All this will be coming under the heading of analyzing the problem. Then once we have analyzed the problem, identifying input, process, output, then design the algorithm to solve this. Algorithm is a recipe. It is a step-by-step procedure to solve the problem. So design the algorithm to solve the problem. Third step. Once this algorithm has been designed, means procedure you have written either in the form of a pseudocode, English-like, without language syntax, means any programming language syntax, or without bothering about pictorial representation you give by means of flowchart. So implement the program algorithm into a C program. So once the algorithm has been designed, implement it, code it in C programming language. Then once it has been coded, verify it, compile, execute and test whether the program is completed and it is going to give you the same results what it is expected to generate the results. So test and verify. And lastly, once the program is running, it is given to the user. As long as it is running, it is to be maintained and it should be updated. Time and again you must have observed that Facebook as a program or WhatsApp as a program, or for that matter your Android operating system as a program, it time and again suggests you the updates. What are those updates? That is part of maintenance of that software. So in the software development life cycle, we have specifying the problem, analyzing the problem, designing the algorithm, implementing the algorithm, testing the program, and then maintaining and updating the program. So these 7 steps, 7 steps you should remember. Problem statement specifies the task that should be solved on the computer. Analysis means understanding the problem and identifying the inputs, process, outputs. Design means developing the list of steps called algorithms to solve the problem. Implementation means coding the algorithm as a program using programming language. Testing means checking and verifying that the program works as desired. Means you have written a program for taking the username and password from the user. So whether it is actually taking the username, password and storing it into the database, or it is simply taking anything, so that is to be checked. So that comes under the heading of testing. Maintenance involves finding previously undetected errors and keep it up to date. While the program is running, it may generate some errors which were not anticipated at the time you designed the program. So that comes under the heading of maintenance. Now let us look at a simple program. You develop the algorithm for converting marks to grade points. Your marks obtained are to be converted into grade points. Problem is, you are asked to convert your marks into grade points. While analyzing, we identified that we have to receive input as marks. And what are those? Internal assessment and examination, external examination. So we need to receive internal assessment plus exam marks as input. We need to process, means we have to calculate the grade point, and the formula we could analyze is the grade point is equal to marks divided by 100 multiplied by 10. So that will be the grade point. And then we have to output the grade point as out of 10. Now this was the analysis part. In design, we tried to give an algorithm. So what we are going to do, that when our program is going to run, it will be getting internal assessment marks out of 20 and exam marks out of 80. So this is one step. Second, we are going to calculate the grade point. It is the process. Third, display the grade point. Show to the user that this is your grade point calculated from the assessment marks as well as exam marks. So this is the design. Flowchart for the grade point calculation is something like this. This is the oval symbol used for indicating start of the algorithm. Get internal and external marks. Pictorially we are showing that here there should be a step to accept internal and external marks. They will be then given to computer for calculating the grade point from the formula, and once the grade point is available, that should be displayed to the user on a screen as grade point, and then program should stop. So this is a simple algorithm we have shown in the form of 3 steps. Get the internal and external marks, calculate the grade point and display the grade point. So this way we can use the flowchart for showing an algorithm without bothering about syntactical or grammatical rule of any programming language for that matter, whether it is C, C++ or other thing. Now that algorithm is translated into equivalent C language program. So here this is a comment. Don't bother about if you are not able to understand these steps whatever shown here, but you have to simply grasp the things. You simply remember that yes, we have been given a task of converting marks into grade point, for which we have developed an algorithm. We have shown that algorithm in the form of a flowchart. Now that flowchart algorithm is getting implemented in C language by means of this program. So this program is declaring that this is a C program to convert marks into grade points. So these are the comments of that C language program. Hash include stdio.h is part of that C language program, wherein input output libraries are included with the program. Just remember this much. Integer main void with left curly, here is the body of the C language program, which is starting the function named as main. Two variables we are declaring of float data type. One is known as internal, which is going to take internal marks from the user. External, which is going to store exam marks. Third variable we are defining here is float, which is the name of the variable is grade point. So three variables, three identifiers, internal, external and grade points, they are defined to the C language program. Now we are giving a message to the user. When this program is going to execute, it will display a message to the user. And what will be that message? Please enter internal marks out of 20. So in response to this, user should enter marks out of 20. So this printf statement is a printf function which is going to display while running, please enter internal marks out of 20. Scanf, %f and internal. This function, scanf function, is going to take from the screen internal marks entered by the user, and they will be stored at internal float data type. Again, the program is going to display a message to the user, please enter examination marks out of 80. Again, it is a printf statement, printf function, which is going to display please enter examination marks out of 80. And because user is going to enter the marks out of 80, we are going to scan those marks from screen and put it into external float type data into the main memory, and that is done through this scanf statement. Scanf does this job. Scanf take the value of external from the screen and put it into external data type in the main memory. Now is the calculation. It is a mathematical expression, arithmetic expression, which indicates that grade point is assigned to the grade point variable will be having the value. And what will be that value? It is the result of calculation, that internal plus external. Internal marks will be added to external, then they will be divided by 100, and that ratio will be multiplied by 10, and this product will be placed into grade point as a variable. So grade point assign internal plus external divided by 100 into 10. Then these grade points are calculated and available with the computer. They are to be displayed to the user. So that is displayed to the user by means of this printf statement, which also indicates the grade point is, and the actual value of grade point whatever is calculated will be displayed to the user. Then we are having two lines, blank lines printed, then return 0. Because main is a function, this function will be returning the control back to the operating system. More on this later on. So return statement is returning the control back to the operating system, and the C program finishes with this right curly. Now the same program is entered into the code block ID, and this program, after successfully entered here, is run through this build command, and when it is successfully executed, it has indicated to the user on this console, please enter internal marks out of 20. The user has entered mark 16. Second, as you recall, second printf statement was please enter examination marks out of 80. In response to this, user has entered 57. Internally, the computer has calculated the grade point, and because of this printf statement, the grade point is 7.3 float value, so these zeros are appearing. The grade point is 7.3. This value is printed to the user that you have entered 16 marks as assessment, 57 marks as examination, so grade point is 7.3. And then these two lines are blank, and then process return 0. This is a message that your program has executed successfully, and it has taken total execution time equal to 11.39 seconds. Now it is mentioning press any key to continue, so you press any key and this console will go. Code block is again available to you. Now once this program has been completed and tested, for test purposes we need to test the previous program to make sure it works. To test, we run our program and enter different values and make sure the output is correct. If the output is not appearing correctly, then you have to go back to the source code of the program, edit it, correct it, and then again compile and run. And that comes under the heading of maintenance. Next time you want to add a new feature of checkpoints to your program, that the marks entered by the user do not exceed the maximum marks, that means 20 for internal and 80 for external. Because at this moment the program, when it is running, you remember, when this program is running at this moment, it has no checkpoint that it is asking please enter the internal assessment marks out of 20. And if the user has entered 25, there will not be any error. It will accept it as it is, because there is no such checkpoint included in the program. So that will be coming as the part of maintenance, that the user may enter more than 20 marks, the user may enter more than 80 marks. So what is the result? That will be wrong. So it should be corrected. So under maintenance, that program can be corrected properly. Now pseudocode and flowchart. Algorithm is a sequence of steps for solving a problem. It is a recipe. That how do you write a procedure for preparing tea? If I ask you, write a procedure for preparing tea or preparing any dish. So sequence by sequence of steps you write, and you mention their step by step procedure, in what manner those steps are to be followed so as to successfully prepare tea or the specified dish. Likewise, for solving a problem on computer, the sequence of steps which you identify, they are known as algorithm. Pseudocode is a combination of English phrases and language constructs to describe the steps in the algorithm. That when you write algorithm in English like steps, that is known as pseudocode. It is not actual code, it is pseudocode. It is machine code like code, but written in high level language, rather high level English like language, wherein it is different than program. Pseudocode is a combination of English phrases and language construct to describe the steps in the algorithm. Flowchart is a diagrammatic representation of the same flow of steps during execution of a program. So what is mentioned by pseudocode as an algorithm in textual form, flowchart gives it in a diagrammatic form. Now question comes, why should we use pseudocode? The benefit of using pseudocode is that it enables the programmer to concentrate mainly on the algorithm without worrying about all the syntactic details of a particular programming language. You recall just now converting grade points, converting marks into grade point. We have written the algorithm pseudocode without bothering about C language. So that is the point, that you can concentrate on the algorithm without worrying about the grammatical rules of a particular programming language. In fact, you can write pseudocode without even knowing which programming language you are going to use for the final implementation. Not necessarily it should be C, it could be C++ also, it could be Java also, it could be Python also, it could be JavaScript also. Pseudocode cannot be compiled, and because it is language independent, it is English like. It cannot be compiled and executed and does not follow any syntactical rules. You can write the pseudocode as you want, what is easily understandable by you, readable by others. It is simply one of the most important steps in producing the final code. So it prescribes in plain English the input, process, output plan for any algorithm. For example, this is the pseudocode which shows that input is going to be marks, process is going to be calculate the grade point using formula marks divided by 100 into 10, and output is grade point. So this is a simple pseudocode for converting marks into grade. Flowchart, they uses boxes and arrows to show step by step execution of a program. So in the flowchart, we indicate start or stop symbol by an oval. Then input is by this parallelogram, input output. Then expression, arithmetic expression, statement, calculations, they are indicated by rectangle. Diamond indicates the decision. And these arrows and connectors, the arrow indicates the flow of control, and this is the connector which can connect multiple part of the same flowchart. Example of a flowchart I have already shown to you for converting the marks into grade. The same thing is repeated here. Start, get the marks, calculate grade point and display the result, and then stop. So with this we terminate our today's discussion. Next time we will look into the flowchart and obtaining various flowcharts.